Welcome to the Food Security Clubhouse. This channel aims to have discussions about food security issues around the world. This video is about the 2020 Indian farmers' protest, which is a widespread ongoing protest that has entered the 35th day as of 30th December 2020. So let's find out why. On September 2020, amid the growing concerns of COVID-19 pandemic and its economic shocks on the Indian economy, the Government of India passed 3 farm bills that shook the farming community. They are Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act 2020, Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act 2020, and the Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020. India being the land of smallholder farmers, why there is an ongoing protest and why are the farmers angry? To find that, first let us understand how the agriculture marketing system works in India. As most of you may know, India is a federal union comprising 28 states and 8 union territories. And agriculture is a state subject, that is, it is under the state list of the Indian Constitution, which essentially means that state is supposed to address all the issues related to agriculture. Farmers faced many problems prior to independence due to the zamindari system. Throughout the country, there were problems of money lenders demanding high quantity of grains at lower prices and higher marketing cost and physical losses of produce in the market. Hence, the government had to protect the interest of the farmers and there was a need to provide them with an incentive to increase agriculture production. In order to monitor the market much more effectively, during the 1960s and the 1970s, most of the states enacted and enforced the Agriculture Produce Markets Regulations Act. There were created market yards and sub-yards for each market area, popularly known as mandis. Agriculture Produce Market Committee was formed to frame rules and enforce them. APMC is thus the marketing board established by the state governments in India to protect farmers from exploitation and to ensure fair price trade. However, some states like Bihar, Kerala, and union territories like Andaman and Nicobar Islands have not yet adopted the APMC framework. In this context, we need to understand what is a minimum support price. Minimum support price is the agriculture product price paid by the government when it procures any crop from the farmer. On an annual basis, this price is announced by the state-run Commission for Agriculture Costs and Prices after calculating the cost of cultivation. So now let's go back to each farm laws and understand what they are. The first one, the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act 2020, enables farmers to indulge in interstate and intra-state trade, meaning that it expands the scope of trade areas of farmers' produce from selected areas to any place of production, collection, and aggregation. That means they can sell it outside their mandis to whoever they want. This act also enables electronic trading and e-commerce of scheduled farmers' produce. This law also prohibits state governments from imposing any market fees on farmers, traders, and electronic trading platforms for trade of farmers' produce conducted in an outside trade area. This could also mean that states will lose commission and mandi fees. Moving on to the second law, which is the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act 2020. This act allows to create a legal framework for contract farming in India, wherein farmers can enter into a direct agreement with a buyer to sell the produce at a predetermined prices, and it could be individuals, companies, firms, and societies. The agreement includes the supply of various resources for farming, method of farming, and the quantity of produce. This act also provides for a 3-tier dispute resolution system. So the third law, which is the Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020, allows the Government of India to delist commodities such as cereals, pulses, potato, onions, edible oil seeds, and oils from the list of essential commodities. And stock limits on such items will be imposed under extraordinary circumstances such as war, famine, and other natural calamities. This Act states that the government regulation of stocks will be based on price rise and can only be imposed if there is a 100% increase in retail price for horticulture produce and a 50% increase in retail price in the case of non-perishables. So, when we read these bills together, they share a common objective that will enable private investors to be part of the agri-food supply chain, and ultimately, these gains will be passed to the farmers in the case of higher output price or lower output price depending on the circumstances. But farmers fear that this will distort the minimum support price system. In the long run, big corporates might change the terms and farmers might end up with less for their crops, and also middlemen who provide loans to the farmers will be out of business. These acts can legitimize hoarding with absolute no information on location or ownership of the crops. So with the protest, the farmers' demand is a withdrawal of these laws and legal assurance on MSP. Hopefully, the government will revisit and rethink these laws and gives us a clarity on the vision of Indian agriculture by including the smallholder farmers for a better India.